Our question for today: why was Satan kicked out of heaven? Memory card: Isaiah 14:12 through 14. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. As Isaiah addresses the king of Babylon during the days of Hezekiah, he is addressing a king, and apparently the word Lucifer was not so much the devil's personal name as it was a word for king, similar to Pharaoh being the word for king in Egypt. Apparently Lucifer was the word for king in Babylon. Both in Isaiah and in Ezekiel, the prophets get a word from God that address a human, but it seems in the context it is addressing a superior deceiving force standing just behind the human, as though there was the devil himself, or a demon, whispering into the human's ear, guiding and directing the country, deceiving them, which is, again, what the devil is accused of. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Highest of terminology. The devil may have been a chief archangel, son of the morning, bright morning star. At least that's how he thought of himself. The title actually belongs only to Jesus. And in Isaiah 14:12 through 14, the devil, in his heart, the core of his being, held 5 statements. I will ascend into heaven. It is as though he is saying, my will make this happen. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. As many earthly kings have said through history, I desire to take it as mine, and therefore I have the right if I'm strong enough. The political philosophy, might makes right. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I get to be worshipped on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. Everybody will look up to me. I will be like the Most High. We've talked about it before. Do you remember the 2 terms, arrogance and hubris? Arrogance means I just deserve to win. Of course I am more valuable than you are. Hubris is overplaying your hand. You may be pretty good, but that doesn't mean you're professional level. The devil's got both going on here. Later on in the New Testament, there's the warning of young men being made spiritual leaders too early because they might fall into the trap of the devil. This was the devil's own failure. Arrogance and hubris going on together. How did Jesus respond in the Garden of Gethsemane as he wrestled with the full reality that he was about to be crucified and die for all of humanity? Father, if there's any way for this cup to pass from me, that's what I would humanly desire. Not my will, but yours be done. That is the heart desire we need to follow. We need to give up our own arrogance. 1 John 5:14 and 15. And this is the confidence we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. And if we know he heareth whatsoever we ask, we know that we shall have the request we desired of him. If we submit to his will instead of, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will be worshipped. I will have everyone look up to me. I declare myself to be God. That is one spectrum of attitude. Jesus took the other spectrum. Not my will be done, but yours. He is the victor. In our hearts, let us catch pride at every turn, where I determine I deserve, and bring that under a careful magnifying glass. Let us follow Christ, who willingly submitted himself to the Father's will at every point. Jeff Minier with Shiloh Baptist Church of Bowie, Maryland. Thank you for joining with me today.